Today, TikTok sued the federal government and argues in the suit that the recent ban/forced divestiture of the app violates the First Amendment. I knew this was going to be the argument in a potential lawsuit, and I'm not surprised that this is the argument that's being made. I'll explain why in a moment. Now, TikTok is arguing that a forced effort to divest from any, Chinese-owned company or Chinese executive is technologically impossible, let alone within 270 days, which is how long they would have to do so based on legislation passed by Congress. It is impossible to move the app's underlying coding to a new owner, TikTok argued, adding that it would take years for a new set of engineers to familiarize themselves with that code to develop and maintain the platform. TikTok's success also hinges on its recommendation algorithm, which helps surface tailored content to users, something the Chinese government has said it would not sell, the suit notes. Now, that means, according to TikTok, that the law is a ban, and they're against the ban, obviously because of their own personal interest in keeping the app going, but also because the argument is, well, these lawmakers who passed the legislation keep bragging about how they want to silence certain narratives that are represented through the content creators on the platform. They also state, even if the sale was feasible, TikTok argued, the law still would be an extraordinary and unconstitutional assertion of power and set a precedent that allows the Congress to circumvent the First Amendment by invoking national security and ordering the publisher of any individual newspaper or website to sell to avoid being shut down. And they further write in their lawsuit, for the first time in history, Congress has enacted a law that subjects a single named speech platform to a permanent nationwide ban and bars every American from participating in a unique online community with more than 1 billion people worldwide. And they do have some merit to that argument, especially when you have footage of Senator Mitt Romney from this week talking about how we don't like the fact that we can't control the narrative on TikTok.
And specifically about Israel.
Yeah.
And Secretary of State Blinken agreed that TikTok was making the job of protecting Israel and that narrative more difficult. And that, I couldn't believe they were just saying it, that's part of the reason they wanted to ban TikTok.
Pausing here to deliver some honest truth as we do in our news coverage as well. TYT is facing challenges, guys, as the entire industry is. You know who could make the difference? You. If you hit the join button below, it's gonna make all the difference and keep us in business. We appreciate you, thank you.
So guys, this is one of the most unconstitutional laws I've ever seen on a great number of reasons. One thing that Anna didn't mention yet was that TikTok also said, wait a minute, you guys haven't proven a single thing. You guys keep saying that we're giving it to the Chinese government. You've never presented any evidence that TikTok, ByteDance, or anyone else has given one piece of data to the Chinese government. And everyone, when discussing the law, were like, well, what if, hypothetically, no, that's not a thing. Hypothetically, you might do some violation of a law, by the way, that doesn't even exist, that you can't give it over to the Chinese government. And so we're going to ban it preemptively. Okay, so that's maniacal in and of itself, but that's the smallest of the problems. The other two problems are gigantic. There's a law that says, there's a constitutional and legal principle that says that laws have to be general. You can't say, I don't like Bob, and this law applies only to Bob or Bob's company, right? And here, they're literally doing that exact thing. They're saying, we don't like TikTok, so this law only applies to TikTok. There's no chance that that law is legal. It's not even close. It's not within a million miles of close. And we haven't even gotten to the biggest one, which is freedom of speech. This is the government saying, you are not allowed to say these things on TikTok. We're going to ban the whole platform. So whatever you were saying, it doesn't matter what you were saying, none of it is allowed anymore. And the company's not allowed to have freedom of speech. The people that are the creators on TikTok are not allowed to have freedom of speech. And this is not like, well, it's a private institution or a private platform, so is it really a First Amendment issue? No, this is the government banning speech, core First Amendment issue. So wildly unconstitutional. Even this maniacally conservative Supreme Court, I mean, it's got to be minimum 7-2 against this law. This law is crazy, and none of what they say about why they passed it is remotely true, other than their accidental confessions.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.